Mucha mierda.
Mucha mierda!
Let us know.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome to our show, Not Grown Yet. My name is Leia. I'm 19 years old and I currently live in Berlin. What about
And my
you?
name is Eloise. I'm 16 years old and I've always lived in Berlin. Berlin is my born and raised place. I'm here.
And on a scale from 1 to 10, how nervous are you to be here? Right now.
I don't even want to say it. I know it's definitely a high number.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. This is
Yeah,
our
me
first time
too.
here and it's nice to be here and
Yeah.
I hope there's many more times to be here.
Yeah, definitely. So as we said, this is our first time on the show, Not Grown Yet, where we will talk about societal issues, definitely looking at girlhood and our personal growth story as a girl in the society. We will also try to share as much different perspectives as possible and create some space for women because women are the world, actually. We are awesome. So let's have some fun together and just enjoy. Maybe we will cry together sometimes, but we also have fun together. If you want to, you can follow our Instagram. I'm just saying it because if you have something to share with us, a story or your art, then we will definitely try to include it in some of our shows to support other women.
Yeah, and we are actually here with a Rabble magazine. It is a Berlin-based magazine that is there to rewrite the narrative of girlhood in today's society. They're there highlighting the creative confidence and art as activism for women and girls, all of us together. And so we're very, very thankful for Rabble Magazine to have us here, especially Julia and Estrella, who are here today,
Yes,
showing
much
a heart.
love to you. Much love.
Showing our hearts and giving us this chance to open up, represent, and criticize the society as it is today that we're living in. So thank you guys.
Yeah. And for now, we have another song to kind of break it up. It's a song called Time by dréya. I hope I pronounced it right. It is... It was featured on a color show. Maybe some of you know it. It's an awesome song. I love it so much. And it talks about self-care, what we were also kind of discussing here.
Yeah.
So let's tune in.
Let's go. Right. We hope you enjoyed that song. We will now be starting off with some questions. We want you guys to get to know us. I want to get to know Leia. I've known her for a while, but we have some questions to ask each other to open up this topic that we have about girlhood, about being a girl in the society. So let's get started. Starting off with my question to Leia. It was, what do you think is the biggest struggle of a girl growing up in this society? What is the biggest struggle of girlhood that you've lived through, that you can talk about?
Yeah,
Tell
this is a really deep question. And if I get deep, I get deep. So just so you know, for me, definitely, I think it is as a woman going out knowing that you will be harassed for sure. Like there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, get slut shamed too. Like... It's insane. Like there's no way around it, and it just sucks because I feel sometimes so much anger in me. There's nothing I can do about it, but there's actually a pretty good situation about it. I think I haven't told you this one yet. It's a really intense story because last weekend I went to a club and I love hip hop, but the people that love hip hop know that if you go to a club as a girl, you most definitely get harassed and touched everywhere, basically. Which is really annoying for me. So I went to this club in Berlin. It's called Pearl. And it used to be the Sugar Daddy Club. But now it's kind of a hip-hop club. Also techno sometimes. And I was harassed so much. I've never been harassed that much, honestly. And I was wearing baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. When I started going out, I was wearing tight clothes. Now I go for baggy. It's just comfortable. And there was this one really tall man who wouldn't leave me. At the beginning, he touched my ass, and I turned around. I was shaking my head like, "Stop this!" And then he wouldn't leave for like 3 hours. And always he was like 2 meters tall. He came from the back with his arm around me. And at some point, I just turned around, and I started screaming at him like, "Can you cut that shit out?" And he looked at me so confused, like, "I thought you wanted it." And he left. And I was like, "I never asked. Like, this never happened." There was another guy who followed me. He wouldn't leave, even though I told him, like, "Can you stop? Like, please stop it." And he was always by my side. There were a few other guys. I mean, they didn't touch me stuff, but they were just there. And it was...
Did you go with someone to the club? Was it
Yeah,
you?
I went with a friend, actually, with my colleague Vanessa. She might hear this. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
Like, she saved the night. She's a really cute girl. She saved the night for me. But these men, dude, they were so annoying. And on top of it, when I left the club, the security guards, they slut-shamed me.
Bro,
they were like, I saw your strings, girl. I was like, and now am I supposed to not wear underwear or what? Sorry, I'm wearing baggy clothes. Of course you're going to see here and there a bit. Like,
there's no way to satisfy. That's what I was going to say. There's no way to, like, do the right thing. And why should we be doing right things for other people, especially men? It's not what they think, what they want us to do is not the important thing. So thinking about the on one hand being harassed, and then on the other hand being slut shamed, harassing, taking away the respect, and being slut shamed, like turning it around and moving it in different directions. You can't do the right thing, and it's really, can I swear, fucked up.
Yeah. Like nowadays nobody even asks, like, do you want to dance? Like, just like if I didn't even look at you, like you just come to me and touch me without me even giving you like consent somehow, and it's
the thought
really
that you
annoying.
can just do it.
And at the end of this night, I was just tired of just screaming at everyone and being like, stop this shit, man. Just stop it. And then on top of it, getting slut-shamed, it's like, how can I ever do something wrong? Can you just leave me alone, please?
It's not it's not right. It's not what we want.
But I'm always comparing, like, as a man, if you go out, you have to imagine, if you go out and know for sure, you will get beaten up. Like, for sure, there's no way around it. You will get beaten up. And maybe you will also get stabbed. Like, that's the feeling
that
as a girl.
real. Like, I know a lot of my guy friends, if like, it's in a specific area, they können da nicht hin einfach, because it's sketchy.
Yeah, and I'm just always saying that, like, imagine getting beaten up for sure, like 100%. So, girl, that's what we feel like. I mean, for us, it's a bit more like closer to our soul, I would say, because they are not even paying attention to us.
They enter your private space. You have a bubble around you. You have a line around you. You can imagine it like that. And it's entered without any yes or no, without any permission given.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's not fair. It's horrible.
But for me, this is like the biggest struggle right now. I feel like it brings
up a lot.
Is there
any other struggle that you can think of that maybe not only, I mean, obviously you, but that all girls can feel and could relate with?
Yeah, I mean, getting judged by your looks, which is also the thing we just talked about, just getting always judged by your looks, no matter what. Yeah. Like, if you...
It's like, who are we trying... My question is, who are we trying to satisfy? Like, what are we trying to go for?
Yeah.
It's a big question to ask.
Definitely. Like, if you go out wearing makeup, really chic, then people treat you so nicely. And if you go out with a sweatsuit... Like,
pretty privilege.
Yeah, it's
a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, but it's annoying. Like, I don't want to always look pretty. No. I want to be ugly sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the most normal thing.
I mean, we're all beautiful. That's not what I said, but like sometimes I just wanna be myself and not care. I guess.
And not have to care what others think.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
what others express. Because I think each person gets to have their own space, their own being, their own decisions, their own life, and people who get involved in this life and in what other people decide to do is just like stick to your, what is it called? Beeswax? Mind or beeswax?
Yeah,
stick to your 100%.
Yeah. You wrapped it up pretty well. Huh? Actually, about that situation, I found this song. It's called U.N.I.T.Y by Queen Latifah. As I said, I'm a huge hip hop fan. She sang a lot about like feminism and stuff. And I want everyone who's listening right now really pay attention to the lyrics, because in the first verse, it really describes my situation. Also, the other ones go a bit deeper, and it's super intense and interesting. So please pay attention to the lyrics. But have fun with it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, girls, you gotta let them know you ain't a bitch or a hoe, right? So now that we've discussed some topics that upset us a lot, let's talk maybe a bit more on the positive side. Like, how do you enjoy or celebrate being a girl right now in this society?
So many ways. Can we say, like, I'm glad we got to the point of before of negative things, but the amount of positive things that being in a group and being in just surrounding yourself with all these women and girls and personalities and opinions and anything just makes me feel so good. I think all of us. I mean, I celebrate it in ways of getting ready. Like, just getting ready. I don't care when it is or how it is or where I am, but just getting ready. Like, I get to wake up, I get to take a shower, I get to like wash my hair, and then if I do my makeup, I get to decide how I want to do it. I get to put on whatever I want to, and doing it with friends is even more fun. Like, you'll sleep over and then your friends just do it with you. Like, I think that's a lot of men and boys I've talked to. They're like, oh yeah, get ready like super fast, and that's it. Like, I don't really, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because the appearance, I think, is a lot more focused on when it comes to women. So I think
so like self-treatment, kind of.
Exactly, taking care of yourself.
It's really empowering, right? Like being with other women.
And I get, and that's the thing that I celebrate and enjoy, just because it's such a big part of being a woman, and all of the hate and the anger that we live about our appearance, and about what we have to look like, and about who we should be. By getting ready, you get to decide that yourself. You get to look glittery like Lucy does with her little glitter eyes. You get to have a blue shirt on. You get to do whatever you want to, right?
Yeah. That's really empowering, actually. I think so too. And how do you feel empowered when you go outside? Like when you maybe on random situations that you cannot plan before, that just happen. Like, how do you make you feel empowered?
Boots.
I
think I would say, since I've been back, I went on an exchange year, and I wasn't able to bring lots of stuff there. And when I came back,
tell me a bit, where did you go?
I went to Colombia. I'm now a Latina.
So awesome.
But there I wasn't able, it was hot, it was so hot, and I wasn't able to dress the way I wanted to. So when I got back to Berlin, I was like, this is what I want to wear, and I got some boots. I stole my mom's boots several times. I may have broken a few of them, but, sorry mom. But
she looks kind of mad.
But I love that sound when I'm walking, I don't know, to Neuendorfplatz, and I'm wearing my boots, and I get some looks, I get some turns, I get some, and in good ways, to be honest. Like, it can whatever happens, and I feel good about myself, and that's the most important thing. I get to the sound that it makes. It takes up space, it takes up noise, it takes up.
It's giving you power. It's really powerful walking around with boots, definitely.
And I think, like, what else would it be? If you're listening to the right song, if you're listening to music on the way, that's what makes me feel empowered. Or when just things like this, I think this opportunity that we have to speak about these topics that I know so many women think about and want to speak about, this is empowering. I'm so thankful we get to be here, and this is our space, and we get to invite people to do with us. We get to
do whatever we want. And it's also awesome seeing the way women have come, like, throughout history, like, and seeing, like, where I am today and comparing it to all of the history of women. It's impressive. Yeah, like what we've done, we are really strong. Like, we are kind of fighting men. Like, nothing against men, they are awesome too, but we kind of prove ourselves to be strong too. Yeah. That's just awesome. Yeah.
And I had a conversation with my grandmother, actually, and it's crazy, as you said, just the history and how far we have come. There's still so much ahead of it, which is also our name. The not grown yet is in society. Like, what do we still have to reach for? What are we aiming for? Where do we have to go? Yes, our past has changed a lot since, like, the 50s, even the 80s. So many laws and just rights that women have acquired, let's say it like that. But I was talking to my grandma, and she was talking about how she was one of the only women in her school or in her friend group that actually got to study, that could make a life for herself. Damn. And that was I mean, we were talking about it, and even, like, my grandpa was like, yeah, like, it was really cool, she was special, and that other women would go to college to be wives. Like, their college time would just to be a wife after, which to me was crazy, that your identity revolves around then your husband and taking care of your husband and I'm doing, like, Hasenärchen, like, bunny ears, the perfect wife, right? So that was a very interesting conversation I had. Really nice.
It's crazy to see, like, how close it is to us that we actually weren't that empowered a couple of years ago. If we look at our grandmas, but it's definitely important to be proud of what we've achieved till now, and to hold together, but also stay focused on the future and also on the present moment, but on the future, do the right stuff. But let's just all be proud.
Yeah. I think, like, just being able to take your time with it, to be in the, I mean, for me, in my exchange, I learned a lot about being in the moment, not thinking about the future, not thinking about what you're trying to get to, not thinking about the past, about what you regret, but being in that moment, because before you know it's gone, and then you won't have that moment again. But I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we get to talk about this. I'm glad we get to be in this moment right now.
Definitely.
And do it right now.
So thankful for this. Yep.
And I was going to say my song will be coming next. I love this song. There's 2 versions. First, I had the version from, what's his name? Billy Idol? Billy Idol. Billy Idol. Billy Idol. And I love this song because I love to dance. I love sometimes just to go crazy in my room and just let it all out and move my body. So everyone listening, listen to the song. Either you can just shake your head if you're not in a space where you can move around, or shake your entire body and let it out. Get some jiggies out. Here you go. Okay. That was a good song.
It was.
We just danced our bodies out.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that was Dancing With Myself by the Donnas. The original version is Billy Idol, but we wanted some women in here, and this is the Mean Girls, a track on Mean Girls. So I like this version a lot more, to be honest. It feels crazier. So there you go.
Yeah, and I was just saying to Louise that being here is really empowering, and we kind of feel like for all the German girls, probably know Die wilden Hühner. And in the outro, they were standing there just singing their songs in a booth, and that's how I kind of feel like right now. So it's
we
really
are
nice.
the wilde Hühner.
It's really nice being here. I could say this 1,000 times today, but yeah. Well, maybe I have some more random questions for you, just to loosen up a bit. And I don't want to start with my favorite question, to be honest, but maybe can you name a person that inspired you like a lot when you were growing up as a girl?
That's a very good question. I mean,
shout out to moms first.
Moms.
Some moms.
Just moms for the very first.
Yeah.
I might need a second. I think. Okay, well, shout out to my mom, and for thanks to my mom for showing me Missy Elliott. I love Missy Elliott. I think growing up, I always listened to her songs, I listened to her music, and she's just cool as shit. Like, she's very, 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 very sexy with her body. She knows what she's doing. She's powerful. So I would say her. There's more people, but I think I need to think about it for a second. I think, do you have anyone who definitely empowered you while growing up? I might need a second.
Ooh, I didn't think about this. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of male rap, to be honest. But I mean, I listened to a lot of Tupac, and he said some cool stuff too about women. I'm not gonna lie. But for women, Michelle Obama, for example, she's a great woman. There's so many awesome women I could talk about all day. We should get more into it on another episode. Definitely talking about more women. Give
powerful women.
Shout outs. But Missy Elliott is a great take, actually. And what is like one thing that you would like to change in this world? Like, what is the first thing you said you change? Even if it's a random thing, but what is the first thing? Could be anything.
Probably the power. It's a big thing to say, but the power the government has. I think we need the government to give us the laws and ideas and organize, but the power and the I don't know what that is in English. Ausnutzung, the usage, I don't know what it is. Yeah, the use of the power and not using it for their people or using it in the benefit of all people, but being selfish and choosing it for money and convenience and shishifuhu krams and stuff like that. I think that's one thing that I would love to fight against because I don't agree with it. And in that governmental power, definitely to do with racism, to do with sexism, homophobia, the kind of stuff that people ignore. And there's so many people protesting against it and talking about it, but it's ignored by people who actually have the power to change these things. So definitely that.
Yeah, definitely. And
what about you?
I wouldn't shame the people directly, but I would shame the construct of the kind of world we live in. I mean, as we see right now, we have a lot of topics to talk about still, but just to scratch on it, I think materialism is a really big, my camera just went off, but it's a really big thing because everyone is just focused on it, and a lot of governments are also based on it, on capitalism, materialism, consumerism. So that's probably like one thing I definitely change at first, like maybe try to change people that are too focused on appearance. Like, you don't need that.
Not at all. What is your love language, by the way?
That is so random.
It's a big thing. I know. I've had so many conversations about this, not only with my friends but with my family. Like just trying to figure out, because I'm a very touchy-feely person. I'm a very hug you, kiss you on the cheek, kiss you on the forehead, kiss you.
Yes.
Like that's how I show my love. That's how I make
feel that
it.
when you hug me, like
Yeah, right. I'm a good hugger.
You are. You're a really good hugger. Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I also like using my words, but I definitely think is hugging, using physical touch. What about you? What do you use to express your love?
I think I like to make people presents, but it doesn't have to be like expensive. Just like small things that they would just love to have and
Like a
enjoy
little
to
gift.
have. Like maybe bring them ice cream, do this for them.
Like actions, I think it's more
Also,
like a-
also spending time. Just like spend time, make time for them, because I'm a really busy person, and I think a lot of people around me, they know that if I make time for them, I do care about
means you're
them.
special. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I have another random question. I thought about last night when I fell asleep. I was like, oh my god, if you could choose a country where you could choose the president of, what country would you choose? And who would you choose as a president? It doesn't have to be serious, just hit us with some fun stuff.
That's a big question. I have never thought about this question in my entire life. I think I would choose the United States of America as a country to change the president of. I think we just need a good president in the U.S. The power it has.
They have a lot of power in this
exactly.
world. Yeah.
So, and I think, I don't know who would be the best president for the USA. Do you know?
Somebody's laughing out there. Are there any ideas from outside? What did you say?
I have no ideas.
Oh, so a woman.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. My head was tingling and flowing and trying to find a woman that would be good for it. There's
also, I feel like someone with like a black person or something like that, because it's the majority there, I think, and they don't have a big voice in these states. Michelle Obama. Definitely Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama was pushed in there. I think a representative of the country and the population that it has, a woman, because we have this thing I'm from the US, I'm half American, half German, but in the US, in our cabin, there's this poster that has US presidents, and it's like pictures of all those presidents, like all of the people, and it's just like white man, white man, white man, sorry, after white man, and then there's like Obama, and then it's too old to have Trump on there or Biden. Yeah. But it's crazy to me. And it's not only the US, it's all other countries as well. I mean, not all of them, but most of them.
Our society is problematic. It is.
Yeah.
But how about we kind of switch it up with another song?
I think, can we go back to Missy Elliott, please?
Missy Elliott, definitely. We need some strong woman up in here.
We talked about her. I think she should be on here. Definitely.
So let's get your freak on, guys.
Get your freak on. Missy in the house.
Yes, definitely. Talking about the president question again a bit, like we had some ideas from our friends outside. Also, if you have some ideas for this president question, which is actually really interesting, DM us on Instagram. We'll discuss it next episode. Definitely.
Not grown yet. The O of grown is a 0. Go follow us.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we had some more ideas from our friends outside.
Which I was actually thinking about her, but I didn't know I couldn't figure out her name was. I couldn't figure it out. AOC.
Yeah.
AOC is amazing. I watched lots of documentaries about her. I learned about her. She seems like she would be a very, 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 very good leader.
Yeah. Do you remember when Kanye West tried to be president?
Yo, I don't even know.
This country would have been fallen apart by now.
I forgot about that. Everyone was talking about it, and some people were like, "Yo, he'd do a good job. Like, he'd do it."
No, he's good at doing music, but he should stick to music. He should stick to that. Yeah.
He's good at that. I do like a lot of his songs. I know it's controversial. I know he has some of his own.
No, but his art is pretty good.
But he's a good artist.
Good. He is problematic. We're not gonna hide this here, but. I don't want to talk about Kanye West too much right now.
He doesn't have to be president, but he can. I was going to ask you a question too. It's a random question, but I think you can answer with several things. What are some things that pass through your mind every single day? What are things that's like a routine of your days? Thoughts that pop up in your head, ideas that pop up in your head, just stuff. This is for you guys to get to know us, for me to get to know her. This is to get to know.
There's a lot going on in my mind. But definitely I have a lot of ideas which I always write down. You should do that too. Write them down. Manifest them. But also I like affirmations, of course. I have them in my mind to get better. We all go through some hard times, and I've been through that like last year, kind of both. And so I'm trying to get up with those affirmations. And one really, really interesting thing I read, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, which is again about what we talked about in the beginning, like sexualizing women, is what was it called again? You are your soul, and your body is only temporary.
Yeah.
You're not your body. Like, it's just there temporary, but you are your soul. And
like what's
remembering
inside,
that, like, it's so important what you think, how you treat people, how you act on situations, what you do with your life. That's so much more important than how you look, what you've got, how much money you make. Like, just focus on how you impact
things.
Yes, definitely. And that really hit me, I think. That's going on in my mind right now.
Yeah. I had a while of that too, where I was very, 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 this was before my exchange year, I was very caught up in materialistic things. Like, I want this, I need different stuff, I need new stuff, I need to outdo others, which makes no sense, because it makes no sense. It's not what matters.
Doesn't.
And
also, one thing that just came across my mind, my friend sitting outside, Juliana, she just told me, I think yesterday, she was saying, no, I actually forgot what she told me.
What did you tell her, Juliana? What did you tell her?
But that your soul picks your body based on the things that you need in your life. So your soul picks the body you need, and to make that so obvious is so important, because you don't gotta be skinny to be beautiful.
There's this idea of beautiful. There's this image that people have created, that magazines have created, but that is not what it is. I don't know myself what's beautiful. I see what's beautiful in my eyes. Each person has their own concept of beauty, and that's totally normal and totally fine. And I think we should enjoy that.
Yeah.
I have like random stuff that pops through my head, like random stuff. There's nothing to do with like anything that has to do. Like, at one point I was thinking this, actually I wrote that in my notes. Like, I was sitting in class and I write this down in my notes. Like, I don't know, like someone could, it's a weird idea, but someone could like imagine there's a big person, it's a really big person, and the world is small to that person, and they could just grab the world and like squish it around, and wherever their fingers touch the world, the people under that like die because they just get squished down. That was one idea that I had. It could be like the world's like a flummy, not just like the world's like a flummy, and it could just be. And I think in the bigger picture, which I think about a lot, is when looking at the stars or thinking about stuff, like in the bigger picture, we're small. We're not that we're nothing, because we mean so much, but that we're little in the big picture, which is crazy to me.
I mean, we might not have that big of an impact in the universe, but for other people, and we should make this life as great as possible.
YOLO. I love that. If someone asks me what's your like motto, I would say YOLO.
No matter how old this kind of word is, it's awesome. It is.
I don't know when it started being a thing, but
like 2000, I think 2006, no, 2013, 12.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I was in grade 7 or 6, I think.
I must have been, I don't know, if you were in grade 7, I was like 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I know YOLO is like a very social media word. And I got a phone early. Like, I got a phone when I was in 5th grade, which I think is way too early. Mom, you should not have given me. Because I had a bad time in 5th grade. 5th grade was not a good time for me. I had a very bad friend, but I learned from that. But I think, like, I don't know. Do you want to talk, like, what is your opinion on how social media is getting more and more and more and more, like, casual?
Ooh,
for
we be
young
switching up
kids?
the topics. Like we're on a highway or something so fast. But social media is, I mean, it depends. I love using social media to like share your artwork, and maybe like I'm doing fashion, sharing what we do, like talking, sharing music. But when it comes to like body image and stuff like that, it's just like, and doing, I'm not a fan of TikTok. I use it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie about this. Kind kind of helps when you're bored. But other than that, it's just it fucks with your mind so much.
And you might not. I know. I think a lot of people realize it. They know that social media isn't good because they're told, and it's addictive and da da da. But it happens subconsciously, I think. For me, I remember at least TikTok, I would scroll through this and I'd see all these beautiful girls. And they had all these beautiful clothes and they had all these beautiful, I don't know, like room decorations. Like I love like rearranging my room, and they had this beautiful room, and I would look at all these things and I want that, I want to be that, I want to look that way. Like I want. And that's when I forgot about what I have. I forgot about what I actually am and what I have, and
definitely.
to be thankful about what I actually do have, and now I don't have any social media. As many people already know, I talk about it a lot. I'm not going to have a phone anymore. I'm going to swap to a flip phone, which I'm excited for. I'll see how it goes. But just to try it out, to try something new, experiment.
Yeah. But also, I think social media sometimes brings you to a point of your journey where you are not there yet. You know, I love to go to the gym, so I also get a lot of gym stuff on my For You pages, Instagram, everywhere. And they use all these heavy weights and stuff, and then I'm going to the gym trying to use that because I see all these other people doing it. And I've been going to the gym for a long time, like since I'm 14, I think.
Wow.
But I'm not there yet. I'm not there to... I cannot lift heavy weights yet because I'm taking my time at the gym, and that's absolutely fine. And I think you can also put that on all the other topics. You are not there yet, and social media just puts so much pressure on you.
Yeah.
But you gotta slow down sometimes. Just breathe.
Slow down.
But yeah, let's not slow down right now. Let's have another song which lights the mood, because we've talked about some sad stuff. Not sad, but like
deep stuff.
Deep stuff, yeah. And this is actually a Spanish song.
This is a Spanish song. It's called song is called Sana Sana de Nathy Peluso. ¿She's de Argentina? Obviamente. Bueno, a ver. All right,
we back. So we're almost at the end, and I feel like today we talked about a lot. A lot of different stuff. I hope we didn't confuse you too much with all of the topics we talked about, but I feel like we've got a good feeling for this, and it was so much fun. And the next time we're gonna pick out some more specific topics we gonna talk about. We will prepare some information about that. We will maybe have guests. We will do so much more than that. And
include you guys. We want all the questions we asked. You can think about yourself. All the questions that are said in the show, you can answer if you want. You can text us, you can send an email, you can, if you have ideas, if you have people that you know, if you want to come, if you have projects you're working on, anything you have that you think would be interesting that you want to share.
Also, definitely, if you are interested, you could follow us, because I think we will try to post our topics that we want to talk about in advance. So you could write us your opinions, and we will include them in the show, so we get different points of views. That would be actually awesome if you would do that.
Yeah. So I said our Instagram, not grown yet. The O is a 0, and the email?
It's not grown yet at gmx.de. DE. But you can find it on Instagram, no worries.
Oh yeah, it's in the bio, right?
I hope.
So
I'll check.
We want to just thank Rabble Magazine one more time. You guys should follow them as well, hey? You should follow everyone. Go on Insta and do a following spree.
Follow Refuge, follow Rabble Mag, follow us.
A big
follow your heart.
We really want to thank Rabble Magazine for having us here today. This is an amazing opportunity for girls, and it's us two doing the talking, but we want to get as many people involved in it as possible, because that way we get to use this platform to represent and to, as said, change the narrative of girlhood, to change, like to create our own world that we want to, the own idea. And
now, to wrap this all up, we will play a song by Kendrick Lamar, and we both love Kendrick Lamar, actually. I'm going to this concert in October. But Kendrick Lamar's always like really self-criticizing and criticizing the society in a lot of his songs, which is so interesting. Also, his new album, really good.
I love that.
It's so deep, but we wanted to end this on a good note, so we picked out a song which is called I, and he talks about that he finally loves himself. Like, okay, there's so much going on within myself that I have to acknowledge. We all have to acknowledge like all the mistakes we make, all that's wrong within us. But at the same time, we gotta accept it. We gotta love ourselves. And yeah, we just gotta be cool with it. And that song is one of his few where he expresses that and
the love for himself.
Yeah,
I love
that's
myself.
awesome. So enjoy and love yourself, guys.
Lots of love. Here you go.